look at campus life as a ministry. You've got two kinds of campus life. You have campus life that is reaching civilian kids, like say stateside, but then you have campus life military, which is specifically seek out and search for military brats.
So military families move every 2 to 3 years, but that doesn't mean that you even get 2 to 3 years with that student if you're in that same location, because it takes time to get settled, it takes time to get plugged in, it takes time to get to know each other, especially in a relational ministry. And then
as they go through things that civilian kids will never experience, moving every 2-3 years, having to say goodbye to friends all those 2-3 years, and trying to make new ones. When a parent gets deployed, will my mom or dad come back safe?
So through YFC Military, Youth for Christ has the amazing opportunity to serve those that serve. And those that are stepping out front and are paying a price and are sacrificing, like we can come alongside them and use the unique gifts that God has given us to further their mission as well.
Some of the ways that it's been a blessing for the chapel to partner with a ministry like Campus Life, Youth for Christ, we are able to deliver ministry, encouragement, and edification in a way that we couldn't otherwise. First and foremost, the way that it has been a blessing for us is it allows us to have a vibrant youth ministry impacting a whole spectrum of students that we would not otherwise have the time or resources to minister to.
I lived in Japan for 9 years. I've lived in England for 3 years. I've traveled around Europe. I've been to Korea. For me personally, when my dad was gone, I definitely felt a need to rely on God for strength, because it was tough, and not knowing where he was or just seeing the news is really frightening, and so there's always that worst case scenario in your head. So I definitely had to rely on God.
I first heard about campus life from my sister, who would always go. She described it as a fun get-together with your friends to be in a place of God at the same time. I just decided to try it out, see how it would be.
Well, the very first time I walked into campus life, I expected it to be kind of like church, and I was very wrong. I walked in the door and they were serving food, which I was very grateful for. And so I sat down, ate my food, then it was time to play games.
I don't know how, but all the games always connect to what we're learning about. And I think that's super cool.
And the games were really fun, and at the end of the night, we all sat down as a group and talked for a little bit and then prayed, and we all left.
I could be myself. I could be as loud as I want to be. I could be as crazy, as quiet, as whatever.
A typical Wednesday small group is a lot less people than in Monday groups.
Life groups, it's like the whole book. It's like you're diving in, and it's just more and more and more and more. It's just like, feed me more, just give me more.
I think that campus life is a good group for anyone, but especially military kids, because it brings together people who know what you're going through, who know about moving a bunch of times and having to make new friends and start over, and it brings people together who are just like you.
I feel like if I didn't have campus life, I'd probably be in a worse state. Not going to church as is, like being overseas, it's hard to find a church like that. But being able to worship God is important to me.
I think it's incredibly important for kids to know that even with all the moving around, they're still known, they're still cared about, they're important and valued, and there's people in their lives, including adults, who want to spend time and invest in them.
It really keeps them engaged and active and wanting to go back in that fellowship. It's a great outlet for a safe environment for them to hang out.
The success of this program has been noted not only on a wing level, but it's a joint wing partnership that we do with RAF Mildenhall and RAF Lakenheath. And so it's been recognized at that level, and then it's gone up to what we call major commands. Our MAJCOM is USAFE, the United States Air Forces Europe, and it's been recognized at that level. Then it's gone all the way up to the Air Force level, the headquarters level that oversees all of our 10 MAJCOMs. I've never seen that happen in my time with any chapel program in the Air Force, and so to come here and not only to see it, but to have the opportunity to participate in that and join Dale and Beth in what they're doing as they take care of and love our students has been just a tremendous blessing.
YFC military needs to be in places where leaders can come alongside kids, can understand how to make the most of the time they have with them so they can send them off to their next location more confident of who they are in Christ and that they have a story to tell.
But there is one thing that if you work with Campus Life military specifically, that you will learn very quickly what it's like to always have to say goodbye. I don't think that there's almost anything closer that someone could reflect Jesus as laying your life down for your friend. And when I look at the military men and women, they're laying their lives down for people they don't even know. And that is a privilege to be on the receiving end of that. So again, how can I help you? What can I do for you for what you're doing? And if it's speaking truth into the lives of your kids, well, that's the least I can do to give back to you for what you've done.